Hi, everyone. It's Lori from Crystal Earth Magic. I wanted to talk a little bit today about the solar storms that are coming. A lot of you have asked me, so I thought I would just do a video and address everything all at once. So if you guys have any questions about the stuff that's going on space weather-wise, the best website that I would tell you to look to, actually, it's a YouTube channel. Go to Suspicious Observers. And they have really, really good space weather stuff. And they're very short videos, very understandable. He does get into the science too, but it's very understandable the way he presents it. So what's happening is that we are getting three massive coronal mass ejections, flares from the sun, and they're directed directly at Earth. So they have various models as to how strong they're going to be, but really it doesn't matter. I mean, at worst, it'll probably be like technological glitches, those kinds of things happening. And they're hitting tonight, tomorrow, and December 2nd as well. So today being the 30th of November, tomorrow, December 1st, and then the 2nd of December. So when these things happen, the atmosphere is incredibly charged with solar particles. Our star is sending its magnetosphere. It's overlapping the Earth's magnetosphere. And so we get the auroral displays at southern latitudes. So of course, we'll see if we see anything here. That would be great. We're in Northeast Ohio. It's supposed to be cloudy and rainy the next few days, but I'm always hopeful we'll see an aurora, because that would be really cool. And I know that they've been seen pretty far south over the last few eruptions that have happened. But this one, because there are three CMEs kind of piggyback together, we're getting really, really strong electromagnetic energy from the sun. What happens with that? Let's also talk about the spiritual aspects, not just the physical. The spiritual aspects of that is when the magnetosphere of the sun and the Earth overlap, you have communication, you have a resonant field. And so all of these ascension codes, all of these light codes are being delivered into Earth's atmosphere to be disseminated to all the inhabitants thereof. And so even if we don't know what's going on, even if we're unconscious that anything's happening at all, we are still feeling the effects. So talking to you guys, you're experiencing these effects. We can call them ascension symptoms, because that's really what they are. Everything that is being coded through our sun, remember the sun is a sentient being, and it is being coded and sent light codes from the great central sun. All of the suns communicates, in this galaxy, in this universe, they all communicate with source. So all of these codes are coming through, and we may experience anxiety. And these are some of the things that you guys have told me that you're experiencing. So anxiety, restlessness, nervousness, heart rate and blood pressure fluctuations, dizziness, inability to focus, being uncoordinated, tripping, falling, that kind of thing, difficult to concentrate. There's all sorts of things. It's difficult to stay hydrated in this energy. It's difficult to stay grounded in this energy. And again, even if we don't know what's going on, we are still feeling it. If you are feeling it, there's nothing wrong with you. If you're not feeling it, there's nothing wrong with you. But most of you, I have had so many people saying things and they're wondering what's going on. Well, that's what's going on. You're not going crazy. So what are you going to see in the public? You're going to see people acting out in anger, anxiety, a lot of extreme behavior. These are people that don't have the tools that you have. People are going to be acting erratically. Again, if you're out driving, be careful, because people aren't paying attention. You need to be the one focusing, because you know what's going on. All of these codes coming in need to be uploaded into our being, basically. And how do we do that? We have to do the things that we always do to get clear. We need to take time for ourselves to be still. We need to meditate, get out in nature, do things that we love, that bring us joy, something to get our mind off the anxiety, those kinds of things that you may be feeling. And absolutely 100% ground, however you do that. I know I talk about that in every video pretty much, because during this kind of energy, it's the most important thing that we can do is ground into Mother Earth. you know, however you do that, getting out in nature, working with your crystals, asking Mother Earth to come up into your body and energy field, which is my favorite. Imagining you're a tree with roots going in the ground. There's a million different ways to do it. Just make sure you do it, because in this energy, you're going to easily become a little disoriented, flying off the handle. You may be feeling anxiety that isn't yours, because there's a lot of energy to process, and we need to let that pass through our bodies. We need to take the time to be still in order to integrate these codes. These are ascension codes, you know, and they're either going to lead to ascension and evolution, or they're going to lead to devolution and crazy chaos, you know. So the choice is yours, how you want to deal with that energy. You know, again, even if you don't know what's going on, you're still feeling the effects, and you're going to see that in the greater public over the next few days. So give people a little bit of space. You know, you might, again, don't tailgate people. If people are doing it to you, understand what's happening. Try to respond with love and with a higher vibration, you know, and give yourself that time. I know we're all really busy, and we're getting into a super busy season. But if we don't take care of ourselves, especially during these times of very, very high energy, we're going to suffer. You know, a lot of people are feeling ill, you know, getting the holiday weird, you know, they think it's the flu or cold, but a lot of it's just energy, guys. You know, there's not necessarily anything wrong with you. This is energetic, you know, this is a real thing. You know, we may know it in our head, but knowing it in our heart and putting it into practice is what's really important. You've got to put the tools that you have into practice, especially for these times. You know, this energy, this particular geomagnetic event is going to pass in a few days, but these things are going to keep happening. And if you look at any of the space weather stuff, if you look at the sun, there's a huge hole that is coming to face directly at Earth. When that happens, the solar winds are really high. And so again, all of this energy gets ramped up. Again, look at that Suspicious Observers on YouTube, because they explain it very well in a far greater way than I can. But again, practice those things. Do healing on yourself. If you need healing, get healing. Find somebody to help you. Find somebody to help you meditate if you don't know how to do it, or if you can't, or, you know, if you've had difficulty. But being still is going to be the most important thing. You may get ringing in your ears. Again, I always say those are codes. I literally say out loud, "Code me, baby," when it happens, you know. It's just that so many people are worried, like, why am I feeling anxious? Why am I feeling dizzy? All of that stuff. You're also feeling on a very deep level the energy of the Earth. You know, the Earth's receiving all this energy, and, you know, earthquakes, volcanoes, all of those things happen when there's geomagnetic storms. They're all related. You know, the Earth is a electromagnetic being, and so are we. You know, the Earth, the sun, everything, every planet, every star, they're all sentient beings, as are we. You know, we're the microcosm, or the small of the larger macrocosm, which is the Earth, the sun, the galaxy, all of that. So we all basically operate on the same ways. You know, we have the same kind of toric energy fields, and, you know, this stuff really greatly affects us. You know, when the sun's magnetosphere, again, overlaps the Earth's magnetosphere, there's a lot of stuff coming in for us to take into our beings. This is affecting us at the subatomic level. Okay. So it isn't just something physical, like, oh, my head hurts, or, you know, this is affecting us all the way down to the DNA, the subatomic level, everything, you know. And it's not just humans, it's all of the trees and the plants and the animals, everything. Everything is getting these codes for ascension. You know, the sun, being the sentient being, getting these codes from the great central sun or source, knows exactly what it's doing. Okay. And everything is happening at the perfect time. Everything is benevolent. You know, a lot of people are worried about the solar flash or the kill shot. Just understand that everything is happening in the perfect time. Everything is happening for the benevolence of humans. Yes, there is nefarious stuff out there. Yes, they are trying to control things, the evil ones. They can't. There is too much good. Nothing can stop what is happening to humanity. Nothing can stop this ascension. So, you know, if you're feeling anxious, sit with yourself and ground and meditate and tune into the energy coming in from the sun and see what you sense, see what you feel, see what maybe you get some instructions that are personal for you. But that it's very simple. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Some of you may just want to lay on the couch and others of you might want to be a little more active. It's going to interact different with everybody's energy field. Let that be as it is. You know, we're all different. We're not going to respond in the same way. We're all at different levels of our ascension. We're all at different levels of our understanding. And we're all at different levels of our physical health. And all of those things are going to really change the way that everybody responds to this. Remember, emotions are high. If you're having weird emotions that you're not sure they're yours, or if you know they're not yours coming up, you need to get rid of that. You need to process that. No, it isn't yours. You don't have to take on all the weight of the world. You know, as we've talked about before, a lot of us are doing this ancestral healing unbeknownst to us, some of us doing it consciously, but it's still happening even if you're unconscious about it. You know, so there's a lot of stuff going on that we with our little 3D human brains cannot comprehend, and that is as it should be. Remember, these are our rules down here. You know, how can we pretend we're separate from source? And how can source learn about itself through us if we know what's going on? Well, we had to draw that veil. So, you know, that's what's happening. There's been a lot of thinning of the veil. You know, a lot of you are seeing glitches in the matrix, you know, and that's something, boy, I've seen some glitches in the matrix in the sky lately. Incredible. Sometimes you're just standing there and the whole thing seems to tilt. It's really incredible. Ship activity is really crazy. Look at the clouds. They're there. You can feel them. They're sending us love. All of this stuff is benevolent. It's happening benevolently. Nothing can stop it. It doesn't mean that there isn't evil out there, guys. Okay. You know how to protect and shield yourself. That's also very important during this time. But, you know, don't fear these changes. These are all in our greatest good. Don't fear them. Embrace them. Embrace the coding, embrace the shifting, embrace the downloads, the uploads, the upgrades, all of that stuff. But this is going to be a pretty strong period of time over the next few days. And then when the solar winds come a few days later, it's going to be an interesting week. We're also going to see probably more chaos, if there could be any more bizarre chaos than there already is out in the world. This is all exposure. All of this stuff is coming into the light so that everyone can look at it. We have a lot to process as humans before we can get on to, in a coherent way, create our new earth. And all this has to happen. It has to come out in the light. People need to look at it. People need to examine it. People need to let these emotions and feelings and all of this stuff come out, to be processed, to be looked at, to be remedied. You know, in whatever way. Everybody's going to have their own way of doing that. But as a collective, we need to all get on the same page. And, you know, for those of us who have been awake for a long time, it seems like it's just dragging on forever. But the further we go and you look out in the greater public, you can see the exposure happening. You can see the lights coming on as people are waking up all over the world. And so this solar activity, this galactic activity, it's all to fuel our ascension. You know, the sun's not out to get us. I mean, you know, this is all benevolent, you know, and believe me, we have more help than you can imagine. The galactics are all watching out for us. It's all good. It's all good. There's nothing to fear. So if you're having any of these symptoms, you know, let me know if you're having other bizarre things happening to you, people acting erratically, weird symptoms. You know, the chaos in the world is probably going to get more from this because there's all this energy and people don't know what to do with it. You know, again, everything is happening for our benefit. In the long run. It may not seem like it in the short run. You know, we may feel uncomfortable for a few days, you know, but we need to learn to integrate this energy so that we can take on more and more of the higher codes that will be coming in over time, you know, in the days, weeks, months, years to come. You know, the shifting doesn't stop at the end of the solar activity. It's going to continue to do it because the sun is ascending as well as Earth, as well as humanity. Okay. So just to let you know that that's happening, be on the lookout for other people acting erratically. Be on the lookout for your own anxiety and weird feelings and sensations and feeling ill and digestive issues and mental fog and, you know, headaches, all of that kind of stuff, you know, heart rate and blood pressure fluctuations. There's all sorts of things that can happen with this energy because it's a lot of energy and your body is speeding up everything. Every cell, every bodily process is speeding up, you know. And again, if you just need to take a day off and lay on the couch, then do it. Okay. That will be in your greatest good, in your best interest. Do healing, meditation, grounding, work with your crystals, work with whatever healing method that you use, you know. Find the joy in something and just follow it. Follow your joy. You know, maybe you've got some family or friends gatherings, holiday gatherings. You know, we're in that season now where people's anxiety is high anyway. You know, be the joy. Don't get all caught up in the anxiety and the stress of the season. Look for the joy and follow your joy. You know, it isn't about material things. It is about love. It's about joy. It's about togetherness and community. You know, and just know that everything is happening at the perfect time. You're not going crazy. You're just ascending. So do take time for yourself. It's the most important thing you can do, and just be on the lookout for the next few days for this crazy high energy coming in. Okay. So anyway, this is Lori with Crystal Earth Magic. I hope that was helpful. I know so many of you have asked, and no, you're not going crazy. It really, really is strong energy right now. Some of you feel it before, some of you feel it during, some of you feel it after, some all of the above, some none of the above. Let that be okay. Let that be okay. Your body knows what it's doing. Come into balance, come into stillness, talk to your team, talk to your higher self, talk to your intelligent, innate body, talk to your source, and you'll get the answer as long as you can sit there for a moment and be still. Or maybe be walking out in nature, but you're still still. Your internal being is still. Your mind is still. That's the most important thing that you can do at this time. So again, this is Lori with Crystal Earth Magic, and I hope to see you in the next video. I will have another one up on Monday. So have a wonderful weekend and love to all. You can do this.